Hello, welcome to Demon Interviews, episode Family Reunion. I guess that's what we're going to call it for today. Um, so today we have a very colorful and muted, colorful class. Oh my God, bunch of people here today. How about y'all just kind of introduce yourselves for the lovely people at home?
Hi, I'm Ruby.
Hi, I'm Yang.
Hi, I'm Taiyang.
And I'm Raven.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. So, today we're just gonna be asking you a few questions about your lives. A good chunk of them are just gonna be group questions, and then we're just gonna go into them individual questions. And don't worry, I'll say your name before the question, but they're probably very obvious on who goes to which one. So, and we'll just so there's not a big kerfuffle of 8 people trying to answer the same question. We'll go in the order of Ruby, Tai, Yang, Raven, of who's answering what. Just so it's organized and I don't try to pull out my hair later. In case I need to edit anything, which I don't think I need to. Anywho, so do you have any family pets? I think this got to be one question.
Hi. This is a corgi, which, since I'm a newly formed huntress, makes him like a hunter dog, which is only had by very big, cool dogs.
And he has the skill set to back up such a prestigious position.
But yeah.
He's a pretty cool dog. He sure is man's best friend when he keeps me company when I'm out and about gardening and doing my thing at home. All the girls are out adventuring.
The only one you have left.
What about you, Raven? Do you have any pets at your camp?
At the campsite, I wouldn't say we have any pets at the moment. We have like livestock, but I wouldn't really call those pets.
Well, I hope not. Because that'll get dark real fast.
Fast.
Wow, some of these I forgot to edit a hair. But we're just gonna keep on going forward. As the people at home may know, because we're all weird stalkers of your lives, which is completely normal and fine, completely. We know that you all went to Beacon Academy before it fell. So what but before that happy fun going time, why did you all decide to go there instead of somewhere else?
I don't think we could have afforded to go to Atlas.
And if
And it
Ruby's
was
probably being
closer.
honest, she followed me. And I just wanted to go where all the people were because I'm a social butterfly.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably just because it was the closest to where I grew up on Patch, so.
Beacon was a very prestigious school, and with what we were learning and wanting to learn, it worked out best for us to go there where we'd be able to fit in better instead of trying to travel further to places like Atlas where we would been looked further down. It was better.
Awesome. Well, the next question is going to be weapon based. So if you could pick another family member and use their weapons, whose would you choose and why?
I think I would choose Yang because I really just want to punch someone and watch their face explode. It just seems really satisfying.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to Mom here. She does have some pretty cool lighting effects with her weapons, so if I didn't go punchy punchy bang bang all the time, I'd probably want to glow. So that's what I'd go with.
I don't know. Ruby's scythe is pretty cool. I always thought Crow's was pretty cool too. So having her get that inspiration from her uncle, thought that I think having a big old scythe would be pretty neat.
I refuse to handle the same weapon as my brother. I would use the same as Yang's.
Awesome. Well, now let's say there's some sort of big family brawl. Who would you be putting your bets on? Let's because somehow you're gonna be not betting, and you can't bet for yourself. Who would you think would win?
Well, Yang has like mother spite, and that's pretty big, but like Raven has like child spite, and that's also pretty big. I don't know who would outspite the other. I'm gonna go with like the mother spite. I vote for Yang. Parents are lame.
Okay, if you think about it this way, I've lost to Pyrrha in matches before. Pyrrha lost to Cinder. Cinder lost to Mom. So I guess I'd probably lose to Mom.
Yeah. By that exchange, that makes logical sense.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm just being truthful.
I would probably have to agree with Yang. I think Raven would probably kick my butt.
Given. See, not being able to vote for myself, I guess I'm gonna have to vote for Yang because Pipsqueak can't really fight hand to hand, but at least my child can.
Well then. Well then, I forgot that was right there. I'm sorry. Well then, that's well then. So the next question is going to be out of all of the different Grimm y'all have fought in your past or present or future, which one has been the scariest to face, either alone or as you're in your team?
I think it would be the apathy, because nothing really kills you like depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. Blake was kind of just like, just take me now. And it was like, wow, she's normally so like vivacious and spunky,
Yeah.
And it was like personally scary too. Blake and I are super close and stuff, so yeah.
Well, it's been such a long time since I fought any Grimm, so kind of my memory's a little not that great of which ones I've fought in the past, but I think they all were probably a little bit terrifying in their own way at some point.
Makes sense.
I'd have to say a Nevermore, just a very big one that we had to face at one point. I don't know if you can remember it, but I definitely do, and it was a real bad time.
Yeah.
Bro
Yeah,
was
it's
a man.
ringing a bell.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, the next question is going to be how did everyone discover their semblances?
I sneezed.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. You sneezed and you went flying across the room. You knocked a bunch of dishes over, and Dad thought we were getting into some kind of fight, so he was like, "Break it up." But obviously, he misunderstood. Mine was much easier to find out. I got in a fight at school. I won the fight in school.
It's an interesting meeting with the headmaster there, but let's see, I can't even remember how I found my semblance. It's been so long. I'm an old man.
Understandable.
I got lost and I couldn't figure out how to get back to camp. And then all of a sudden, when I threw something, a portal appeared. And being a dumb child, I went straight through it and I found our parents. And I guess that's just my luck, if you could say.
Makes sense. Sorry, I was adding questions because I had more in my brain. So yay. So next question for all of y'all is going to be: what song or band defines who you are the best?
Probably something Paramore. Pretty edgy, loud.
Well, you see, back at Beacon, we have this underground band scene going on. It's not super popular, but it's there. And there's a cover band called Yellow Day. They're pretty good.
Awesome.
Well, I really like gardening my sunflowers, so I'd probably say that Sunflower Song by that Post Maloney guy.
Awesome.
My Chemical Romance tends to really capture how I feel sometimes.
Makes complete sense. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I see it.
So next question is going to be if you could tell your past selves one thing to hopefully change the future and how it outcomes, because that's how that word works, what would it be?
Be honest with your emotions more. You don't have to be cheerful all the time because that's not fixing anything and it's avoiding your feelings, which leads to more trauma. Not great. Avoid your trauma, kids.
I would have to say, Past Yang, calm the hell down. You're always so angry all the time. You don't have to be such a hothead. If you took 2 seconds to maybe rub brain cells together, maybe you'd reach a better conclusion than the one that you're getting while smashing through walls. Come on.
Fun.
If I had to tell my past self something, I would probably tell him, don't move to a log cabin out in the woods that's so far away from the main civilization. It's such a long walk. I don't know why you would want to do that all the time. As gorgeous as those woods are, it's a long walk.
I think I'd tell myself that it's okay to go back.
Awesome. Those all make a lot of sense to me. So now we're going to ask, what's your favorite flower?
I feel like mine has to be roses because I just leak them all the time. Like it's in my veins, it's in my blood. But sunflowers are pretty rad.
I gotta say sunflowers. Dad's always grown the best sunflowers around. I mean, middle of nowhere aside, that's not a factor in this, but like literally around ever. So yeah, I gotta go sunflowers too. Specifically Dad's sunflowers.
Oh. Yep, you'll have to go with sunflowers. And roses too. It's kind of hard to choose between the two.
I'd say roses only because of association.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, this is going to be the last question before I say a stereotypical YouTube thing or the individual questions. So, favorite beverage?
Milk if it's with cookies. Soda if there's no cookies. I like the violence of the fizz.
Strawberry sunrise, no ice, one of those little umbrellas. Easy.
Probably just a good old beer. Nice
Just-
tall one in a big stein.
Just a nice, simple tea for me. That's all I need.
Awesome. Well, now we're going to go into stereotypical YouTube thing, or whatever the equivalent of YouTube, a video sharing platform and website, is in your lovely world. Don't forget to. It's just YouTube.
Bluetooth.
Oh, makes sense. Well, either way, from either platform, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and don't forget to follow our lovely guests on all the social media platforms. So now we're going to get into the individual questions for everybody, and I actually added 2 in the middle of hearing answers, so that's gonna be fun for 2 of you. But who are those 2 for? First question goes to Miss Ruby Rose. Have you gotten any? Go ahead. Have you gotten to see any new weapons recently?
I saw the knuckle. Are they just called knuckle rings? What are they called? Little knuckle
Brass
things?
knuckles?
Yeah, that were also a taser. That's pretty cool. You can punch and zap at the same time. I would have thought that it would have been a thing, but apparently it's like a new thing. Taser
Little
knuckles.
tase fist.
Tase fist.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
And then you have the finger guns. Tase fist and finger guns. Boom.
So now the next question is going to Mr. Taiyang. Are you allowed to tell us what your weapon is? Because a lot of people in my universe is wondering what it is. Are you allowed to say it, or is there some sort of weird contract you're under?
Well, like most people in Remnant, it's some variation of a gun. I have 2 actually. I call them righty and lefty.
Oh,
Oh God.
Traditional.
Hope you
Well,
got your tickets to the gun show.
A good release, good relieving. Wow, my brain, relieving. Whatever. Good dad jokes. There we go. So Yang, you're up next. Is there any new features to your arms the last time we met that you've noticed at all?
Oh, I mean, well, any upgrades would have gone through the Elysium government because they're the ones who gave me my super cool arm. But we're not on super awesome terms with them right now. And most of the scientists are in evac or a state of panic. So, nothing new lately, but still got the phone features and the coffee brewer and all that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Doesn't it also have the immersion blender too?
Oh, yeah. I don't use it as often as the coffee and the phone, but
Makes sense.
cigarette
Well,
lighter. We don't do that, though. We're good noodles.
I'm gonna call someone, and who am I gonna call? I'm gonna call the Ghostbusters. So next one is for Raven. It's a very dark question, mainly because it's highlighted in black. Why did you end up leaving your lovely family here? Did it just get too annoying, or?
You have literally heard Taiyang to that terrible dad joke, and you're going to ask me why I left. Could you imagine hearing that 24/7? I am a very patient person, but my God, you try and hear dad jokes 24/7 and not leave.
Yeah.
You love me.
Ugh. That's a conversation for a different kind of show called therapy. called family counseling. Well, so now we're going right back up to the top with Miss Ruby Ruby Rose. Was there? My God, why can I not speak today? I'm so sorry. Was there any fun new things you wish to share, or any fun new experiences? I mean,
aside from the world falling apart, I did find gum on the sidewalk in its wrapper, and it was peach flavored. It was terrible, but it was free.
I'm happy you said it was in the wrapper, or else a lot of people on this call will get very concerned. So now we're gonna go on to Ty. What's your best dad joke? I'm curious.
Oh, dad joke. You know, I love telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
Took my brain a second. That's very funny.
Don't laugh. He's just gonna do it more.
Yeah, Raven, you said you had to deal with one. Ruby has to deal with two.
I love them.
Yes.
Isn't Grandpa dead though?
Well, he wasn't always.
That took another dark turn.
Wait, I actually have one that Dad used to tell us when we were younger. Okay. A bartender says, "You don't serve your kind here." A man with a time-traveling semblance walks in.
Nah. So Yang, what do you think of Ty's joke? What was it pretty yangin'?
Oh yeah, Dad and I yang out all the time. That's where like half of my social skills come from.
It's my girl.
Makes sense. So, next up is going to be for Miss Raven, as the heater comes on. How is it being the spring maiden? Are you really springing into action? Sorry.
I find it very interesting. There's a lot of powers that come with it and a lot of responsibility. But it was also a little bit fun pretending I didn't have the powers and, getting the catch on everyone. That was kind of fun. So it has its perks and it has its powers.
Awesome. Well, now, why did I write the same question twice for two different people when I could have just stuck them in a different section? I'm gonna do that. So next up is gonna be Ty. It's a very important question for all the fans at home. If you had to choose one, would it be Summer or Raven?
Really gonna make me answer that.
I'm sorry, the fans
obviously
want to know.
Raven, but actually Summer.
Oh, makes sense. Don't worry.
Can you walk back 2 steps? There's fans of Dad at home?
There are. They love the dad jokes. I mean,
okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, they're real. I've seen them. I've interviewed them. But
no, yeah, really, it's really hard to choose between both of them because I got both of my daughters from both of them, so kind of hard to choose between one because I love both my daughters.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, Raven, next question is going to be for you. Is there wait, no. So, from the weird stalkers on our side of the world, we know that I know it's a very horrible way of saying it, but the point is there. We know that you have certain abilities connected to folk. I'm not gonna say who, But have you ever checked in on them from time to time, randomly throughout the day or years?
I want to say no, but yeah, I tend to check in on them, make sure everything's going okay.
Awesome.
So dad gets fans and mom gets weird stalkers? What the hell?
Well, I mean, technically they're also fans, but like we're spying into your lives. What else would you call that? I love how y'all are just fine with that too. Just like it's fine, just another day.
We've seen
But
some pretty weird stuff in our day, so
I mean,
I have a face for TV too.
I grew up with Crow. What do you expect at this point? I think I'm used to everything.
makes sense. So now we're gonna get into some double questions, which just means two or more people. For all these, it's only gonna be for two, and I'll say who they are first. So don't worry, don't stress about that. So the first one is the one that I wrote twice for two separate people, but I just copy pasted them, so I'm just gonna put them together. For Ruby and Yang. Okay. Excuse me, I knew that was coming. Best outfits you've ever worn during your recent adventures.
Probably the one I'm wearing now.
I would say probably my newer of the four outfits because it had this cool puffy jacket. See, what actually happened though is my third outfit got shredded when we were fighting some Ursa, and my second outfit it got lost when somebody stole it and sold it on Bunblby. So I'm kind of stuck wearing this one because it's way too hot for that fluffy jacket, as badass as it looks.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, now the next question is going to be for the two parents of the group. How was it being on a team with each other and with Crow and Summer?
Well, we definitely kind of had our differences at times, but for the most part, we worked together pretty well. Crow and I used to kind of joke around with each other a lot. More me joking around with him. I don't think he appreciated it too much, but Summer, she was really the one that kind of kept us all together, and kind of a big hit when she went missing. So
Definitely agree. Summer did keep us all together. There were a lot of times where, like, Crow and I would be at each other's throats, and she'd come in and kind of separate it. I definitely remember that Ty would pull a lot of tricks on Crow, making him wear the female school uniform at one point. That was interesting once Crow found out that it was a prank. And without Summer, I think it would have gone a very, very different way. She really did help us stay as a team, essentially. Once she was gone, no.
Makes sense. So now we'll go into the two questions I just wrote off the top of my head because I had more in my head. So first, gonna be for Yang. How are you and Blake doing? The fans really are rabid to know.
Well, we're teammates, and we deeply respect and care for one another. And if anything happened to her, I would be very, very tragically upset. Our bond is so special that I can't even really assign words to it. Yep, that's how we're doing.
Perfect. That is a perfect explanation to that. Makes it to where everybody at home is actually very pleased, and that's not sarcasm. It really wasn't. So Ty, it kind of melds into that one a little bit, but what how am I gonna word this? Because how I worded it right there is not the best way of wording it. But what would happen if, let's say, Ruby or Yang brought a male or female special friend over? Would you give them the talk? I mean, like the dad talk, not the talk. Making sure there's a separation between the two.
I mean, I probably would kind of give them some kind of talk, but I mean, I think I raised my girls pretty good. I think I trust their judgment of character. So yeah, whoever they bring home, I'm sure they are excellent, wonderful people.
Awesome. Well, now that was all the questions on my little list to do. So that means we go on to the final few questions that are in my head that are not like the ones I wrote down that are in my head, because I would have forgotten those. So the first one would be, would you guys ever like to come back to the show to do a different mixture of folk interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. And the last one for today is going to be, who would you like to see on the show in the future?
You know, I think Salem really has some explaining to do.
I'm curious to hear out Emerald.
I'd like to see Crow on the show at some point.
I'd definitely like to see how Crow would take a few questions, definitely.
I mean, we've summoned people back from the dead before. I mean, we could probably do it again. I mean, Crow's dead. That's not what I meant. That's not at all what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Really
You
hasn't
see?
heard of
Yeah. Anywho, that's not who I meant when I said summon people back from the dead. Or from missing. Anywho, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Ruby, Yang, Tai, and Raven, for taking time out of your very busy schedules of saving the day, running, and tending to your lovely farm of sunflowers. So thank you all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and don't forget to follow all of lovely guests on all the social media platforms and all that fun stuff. And at least I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.